Okay, we're gonna work on our tunnel book project. So I have this shape here. You can kind of see how these are zigzag folded, and there are different layers. There's a background layer that I'm gonna put the sky on. There's this far away middle ground layer, still closer than like mountains and like far away sky. This is the foreground because it's the closest to you, so it has more detail. And then this is the other middle ground layer, which I haven't added texture into yet because I'm going to add some actual texture to these trees. So it looks more interesting. Okay, this is the like tunnel book frame. So this I'm going to use for my background. You can see it says tunnel book background. Oh, look at that. So this is going to be our tunnel book page. You can see it from this direction. So each of these layers is going to go in there. So you're going to have at least 3 layers. 1 foreground, 1 middle ground, 1 background. I have 2 middle grounds because I mentioned before what I want to do. So basically you'll have 3 papers that you turn into your layers that will then extend outward and give you actual space in your project. So we're talking about the element of art of space, which is creating depth. So we are doing the foreground, the middle ground, the background. If you wanted to add something in 1-point perspective or 2-point perspective in there, you could, but that is not necessary to this. We are going to add texture and we're going to add color in a monochromatic color scheme. So I am choosing blue, and I am going to do darker blues in the background the further I get. So like I'm going to do kind of a night sky with almost a Vincent van Gogh Starry Night texture to it. And I'm going to work up closer using layers of blue until I get to this first page that is the foreground, and that is going to have the lightest blue so that it stands out from the background. Your lighter values will tend to advance towards you, whereas darker values will tend to drift into the background. So we want to keep that in mind. So tunnel book background wise, I'm going to set these off to the side. For the frame and for the background, I'm going to hole punch this. And I'm going to make sure they match up so I know what's where. One of these is really close to the end and one of them is far away, so I try to slide this one down to the bottom so that it's an equal distance. All right, so that's going to be my background. This is going to be my frame. I do have ones that will be printed out. I am going to just draw my frame out. If you want to make it fancy, you can. I'm going to leave a ruler width around the edge. Okay, now to cut out my interior shape, I'm going to just sort of take this at the corner, snippety snip, and once you kind of drill through, do not jam the scissors down into your hand, do it gently, snip. flippity flap. You could even keep that on there as a door if you wanted to. I'm kind of intrigued by that, quite honestly. So if you did want a door, I mean, I could have done it the opposite way as well and been able to like fold it out. This is looking more like a dog door, cat flap. I'm gonna take that off, but it does give me an idea for possibility to turn this into, if I was to put like little hinges, I could make that open up. I could put like a little door handle on there. I still might do that, so I'm gonna keep this just because I like that idea. All right, so now this is my frame that's gonna go on the outside. Okay, got this like that. Now I need the little zigzag pieces. I'm gonna start by trimming around the edge. Now, can you do this without it being already printed out? 100% yes. You just have to evenly zigzag fold so that you have equal numbers of little slots. Those zigzags form a slot for you to slide your layers in. So I line up the edge of my blade with the line, by the way, if you are so inclined to get better at cutting. Also, I know that I measured these to be even. If you need to fold it to find your center, by all means, fold it to find your center. Can you do this just by doing this? Yes, I can do both at the same time. Will it kind of be more difficult? Probably, but I am going to give it my best shot. So I am folding this so that it's even, trying to make sure that it's on the line because I can see the line right there. Flip it over, fold this up to this line. So I can see that I'm getting it on the line. Now again, I'm folding both of these at the same time, mostly because my level of patience is low. It also, for me, ensures that it's even-ish. Okay, that now gives me two like mirror images so that when I go like this and glue it, I really wish people would follow directions and close the lid all the way, because this is now sort of a vague pain in the butt. Okay, you can do your I want to make sure that when I put my zigzag fold down that it's not going over the holes. I might want to trim that a little bit, but for now I think it's fine. Okay, and I want to make sure I've got this tab facing in this way, so I want this single tab facing in that way so it's equal. Just like that. frame will go right on top of here. I am going to put an actual texture on my frame as well. I'm going to put down, I'm going to make it look like wood. So I'm going to put a piece of paper down just so I've got it. I'm going to use some paper towel. So I have some, this is paper mache glue. I'm going to cut this, fit there, that fit there. Okay, that way I will have enough space. Okay. I'm going to put a little paper mache glue on here. I'm going to put some paper mache glue on here. Okay. I'm going to kind of sprinkle this together. I know that's not an actual word, but we're going with it. And when I do that, I will be able to then kind of wrinkle this, sprinkle, wrinkle. Now, am I covering those holes for the binder? Yes, but I do have a hole puncher that will go through that. So if it's not showing, that's okay. Paper mache glue, sprinkle, wrinkle, glue. By the way, if this sticks to your paper, the newspaper that you put down, that's okay too. Because you can just trim it off. It's not going to be a problem. But what I'm doing is I'm kind of making this have a wood grain texture because I want it to look more framey. So I find that paper towel, especially our new paper towels, because they are absolute dog water for absorbing water, they do work great for paper mache. So paper mache glue. Paper mache glue is just a 50-50 mix of glue and water. Also, if you have school glue is washable because it's also pretty much a mix of half glue, half water. So if you don't have regular like Elmer's glue that you can then thin down, you can just use a regular thing of school glue. It's already runny. That's the whole point in making it easy to clean up. And it works great for paper mache. And mice won't eat it. When I first started teaching, it's like, we're gonna do a paper mache project, hooray. The traditional way of creating paper mache paste is using flour and water, or like a wheat paste. What I did not realize is that mice love to eat it. So we had art projects that were getting eaten by mice. It was not a brilliant shining moment. But anyway, they don't like the glue, so I'm gonna let that dry. If you take yours over to the drying rack, make sure you label it with your name. So that's gonna be my frame. You're gonna have your 3 levels of the thing. I mentioned that I'm gonna add an actual texture on the tree bark for these. So I'm gonna take my paper again. Let's tear it into a little bit smaller pieces. So I'm gonna make So this is my actual texture. I think I kind of like that because I've already done simulated texture where I have put in texture drawings for these. So then I'll be able to layer it together. I'm gonna do another step when these are done drying.